Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here, welcome to another retro gaming review, and this time I'm looking at Turbo OutRun for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. So set gears to auto, got a countdown going on there, just let that lapse. Here come the guys working on, what the hell's that guy at the back doing? It looked a bit rude. So... Well, as you know, one of my biggest complaints, the biggest complaint about the Spectrum port of the original OutRun was its terrible frame rate. Well, this has a better frame rate, although it's still a bit choppy. Oh God! Oh, put me back on the road at least. However, there's one thing I've noticed about this which I really, really don't like. I don't know. While I can just about cope with the choppiness of how fast things are going whizzing past me, one thing that is a bit of an irritation is the fact that the viewpoint is so low. Couldn't it have been more of viewing it slightly overhead? Because the biggest problem is that you almost can't see anything of the road directly in front of you because your own car's sprite gets in the way. Right, Washington. Music's pretty good. What? Get out of my way. Oh, I hate this viewpoint. And it's a shame that that crashing through those barriers is not as well animated as it is in Chase HQ. Ugh. Nice bit of parallax scrolling in the background. Pittsburgh. Ah, this tune again. Why did it have to have such a low viewpoint? Why couldn't it have been more like slightly overhead, just like you got in the first game? See, look at this tunnel section. Look how much quicker it was going through that, and whereas on the port of the original OutRun for the Spectrum, it just chugged along at a very slow rate. Yeah, I'll continue. Oh yeah, this is another thing. If you press, you can actually use turbos in this. There's something I completely forgot about, hence the title. Oh, there, I've just used one. Ooh, nice car animation there. Wish it was a bit smoother, but we are still talking about an 8-bit machine here. The controls are responsive enough, it's certainly in it. That also is an improvement over OutRun. Now, from what I understand, OutRun Europa was originally supposed to be the first sequel to OutRun, but it seems as if US Gold decided to secure the rights to Turbo OutRun after that came out, as it was more up to date, and they ended up delaying OutRun Europa. Indianapolis. Indy! That red background's a little bit of an eyesore, I have to admit. It's kind of clashes against the yellow of the road. I mean, I can handle the road being yellow. It can sort of suggest sand. Another thing's a bit of an anomaly with, particularly if you're using keys as I am, is that instead of QAOP for accelerate, decelerate, left and right respectively, it's QAIO, although there are some other alternative control methods mentioned in the manual, but I just stuck with QAIO as P is instead used to change gear. Oh, God. I really cannot get over the fact that they've used this low viewpoint. Did they not realise people were meant to be able to actually play it? I mean, you wouldn't see nothing but the back of your car if you're in real life. See, it's really hard to avoid anything when you can't actually see them in the first place because your own car sprite's in the way. They're just homing in on me, I'm sure they are. I really wish this could have had some engine sound. Oh, God. Let me through. Get out of my bloody way. Right, tune up. I decided to pick the high power engine. I really want to know what that guy that works on the back's actually doing. Okay. Not sure about this colour scheme. Again, it's a little bit of an eyesore, but it's not quite as bad as the red and the yellow, but... Oh, God. Why did they pick this viewpoint? It's so annoying. This low viewpoint is going to cost it in my review marks at the end. And why doesn't it slide you back? Oh, cut me some slack. I don't like the way it doesn't slide you back on the road so that you can continue the way that OutRun does. Because it just means you repeatedly hit things. Oh, I'm sure I didn't hit that through. Oh, that time it decided to put me back in the middle, so why didn't he do it for those other times? Oh, I can barely see the cars because my own car's in the way. San Luis. Or St. Louis, not quite sure. Oh, I did. Well, that's a bit unfortunate. I did just that moment notice a bit that echoed what happened in this game's predecessor. Remember in my review, there are points where a couple of points where the road seemed to suddenly shift a fraction to the right. Well, at the start of this stage, just after it started, I saw a moment where something similar happened, where it seems as if the track suddenly shifted to the left. I don't quite know what that's about, and it's really not very attractive. We've got police cars here by the looks of things. Yeah. I'll see if I can point it out. Oh, I couldn't spot it that time. There are also, unfortunately, a lot of points where I can't help feeling they should have worked on the actual lines in the road, because there's a bit of strobing going on, and it's causing it to look like the car's going backwards. Oh god, I can barely see those police cars until they're practically on top of me. Oh, goodness me. So you can see in the top right corner there's a turbo meter, and once you've used it, you have that problem where you can't use it for a while. You've got to wait for the bar to reduce. So right, I've got it back again now. The overheat bar. Oh, get out of my way! Ooh, tumbleweeds. Nova Bug, did you see that? Tumbleweeds. Ooh, more tumbleweeds, which I can barely see because my blooming car sprite's obscuring everything as usual. Look at the size of the other cars when you're right next to them. They look absolutely tiny compared. See, look how wide my car is compared to theirs. Blimey, look at the size of that moon. Oh, a lot of lorries here. Get out of my way. Ooh, I just noticed something when I was passing by those lorries. You could actually see them, see the sides of them. See, like that. They're not just flat sprites. Well, they're either not flat sprites or they're done in such a way that they don't look like them. Get out my way! You also notice that my girlie's disappeared. I'm by myself. I can't remember whether she suddenly took a fancy to someone else and decided to jump out of the car. Maybe that's her in that car there. Traitress. Oh god, those damn lorries! See, look, again, I just saw the lines in the road of making it look like I'm going backwards. That's that strobing issue I mentioned a few moments ago. God. Yeah, I'm sure that's the girl that was in my car and in that other car. Right, I'm gonna see what high grip tyres give me. And of course that guy's going to look like he's doing something, but actually the guys on the side don't exactly look like they're doing anything clean either. Miami. Oh, hey, my girl's back. Don't ever desert me like that again, honey. You worried me sick. Little. I mean, one thing I will say, this is eminently more playable and more enjoyable than the Spectrum conversion of OutRun was. I mean, as I said, it's still a bit choppy, but at least at least it runs at a half decent speed, even though the illusion's somewhat faltered by the fact that the lines make it look like the car's going backwards more often than not. There is a house in New Orleans. Sorry. Oh, a lot of cars here. Yeah, blast. I'm sure I'll have to look at that footage again. I don't think I even hit that. Turbo available. Oh, there's that guy that my girlie jumped to by the looks of things. Oh, this is a windy road. San Antonio. Ugh, I'm actually finding that magenta against the cyan really hard to look at. Oh dear me. I can't see anything because my bloody car sprite's in the way. And it also doesn't help that this is. I can even barely see those trees sometimes because they blend in too well with the detailed mountain backgrounds. What are all those jeeps sort of parked across the road? Get them out of the way. Let's try this again. See, I had another moment just then when the road seemed to suddenly shift slightly without a gradual change in direction. Ooh, some road splitting by the looks of things. Oh yeah. Oh god. I didn't even touch that! I really can't understand why the makers of the game thought it was a good idea to use this low viewpoint. It's just irritating and makes the game more of an annoyance. Oh, God alive! It just makes the game more of an annoyance to play than was really necessary. I mean, it's like you're driving with the bonnet up all the time. Well, maybe it's not quite that bad. I can sort of see bits past it, but not much. Dallas. Oh, we got the police cars back again. Oh, I can't overheat. Am I driving through those cars? It certainly looks like. What? It's so nice to be able to drive through tunnel sections like that and it not slow down to a crawl the way the previous game did. Ugh. Right, this is my last continue. Come on, taxi, let's make it a good one. Ugh, goodness me. I'm trying to think of other things I can really say about the game. I mean, there's little touches like that moment, that point in the race where the girl decided to get into that other car and then finally got back into mine, and things like the fact you've got to turn. Get out my bloody way! That was lucky. Come on then. It's not letting me do anything. Come on, let me. Oh well. Man, that really does look vulgar. Oklahoma, Oklahoma, and my girl's jettisoned me again. That's charming, that is. Oh, there she is, got into that other car again. God, this chick's a fickle chick, I'll take it. Oh, God. I can't understand why sometimes it's happy to just plant me back in the middle of the road as I expect, and other times I'm expected to do it by myself. I mean, what's that all about? I mean, pick one and stick to it. Preferably one where it puts you back in the middle of the road. That's a bit kinder. Come on, honey, get back into my car again, please. I didn't mean to call you a taxi, honest. I know that taxi isn't your real name, and I'm sorry. Please get back into my car. Denver. Again, the road line's looking like I'm going backwards. Oh, God. Well, one thing I will say, while this is eminently more enjoyable and playable than OutRun, I don't think it's quite got the thrill factor required to help it get to a really high score. I'll have to. I'm gonna mull over that for the rest of this. So, oh God, these bloody lorries! Let me through. Grand Canyon. Oh God. Magenta Road. Oh no, I'm a bit worried about the detail in that background. It's going to make it hard to see trees. I mean, I can only just make out those trees against that canyon background. What's with all these vehicles just stuck in the middle of the road? Racing officials, I'm going to have a word with you. Ooh, I'm on Route 66, I just saw the road signs. The famous Route 66. Get those blooming vehicles out of the road. I mean, the ones that are just parked there. Los Angeles, the city of angels itself. See, that background's detailed, but it's not so detailed that it's causing too much of the other, the roadside details to blur into it. See, they just plunder into you. So annoying. And my girlie's still not got back into my car with me. just notice that there are times when there's a little bit of attribute clash on the horizon whenever there are hills, but it's not too problematic really. Oh, I've got my girl back according to that picture. That's actually quite a nice picture, even though it is in monochrome. And here's a course map, something which the previous OutRun didn't have on the Spectrum. That's pretty cool as well. And I still got my girly. Please don't leave me like that again, honey. Right, so that's Turbo OutRun for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. Released, published by US Gold. It came out in 1989. It's a valiant conversion, I suppose. It's just while it runs at a more acceptable frame rate than the previous OutRun game, which was of course the first OutRun. It's still a tad jerky, and that's kind of a shame, especially when when Chase HQ came out thanks to Ocean, and that absolutely absolutely blows this out of the water and runs at a far smoother rate, and this is so jerky that it looks like you're going backwards a lot of the time when there are lines in the road. Graphics are quite detailed. Then there's again, they're not quite as slick as in Chase HQ, which is a bit of slickly realises they are in Chase HQ, and there are some problems with the busy backgrounds like that Grand Canyon one and that one where I had that magenta sky and things like even the trees being really hard to see against the detailed background. So it's a bit like the problem that I had with Gemini Wing and Ninja Spirit, which I reviewed previously. And some of the colour choices are a bit of an eyesore. It's not like that throughout. I can understand why they wouldn't want to have the same colour throughout. That would get dull. It's just that there are some mixtures like red and yellow which are a bit too contrasting and a bit hard on the eyes. So a little bit more thought in that department wouldn't have gone amiss. Sound, well, as you heard on the 128K version, which I've just reviewed, there's some nice tunes playing while you drive. It's just a shame that there's no engine sound. I mean, you don't even hear any skidding sound from what I can make out. You get some sounds when you crash into things, although they're a bit muted and not exactly enough to add to the thrill factor. Gameplay, well, although it runs at a more acceptable rate than OutRun did, it's still too jerky to really have the same level of thrill that it really needed to have. I mean, when you put it against Chase HQ, there's just no contest. That wins it every time. Controls are responsive enough, which is good. Could have done with fewer credits. I think a lot of people get bored of this. As you saw, I managed to get through the whole game without running out of credits. So it's not exactly the most challenging game in the world, despite everything. So maybe it was a bit overly generous with the credits. That does unfortunately impact on the longevity of the game and whether it's got the whether it gives you any real urge to come back. And I don't want, once you completed it, which you inevitably would before too long, and I don't think it does. Once you've gone through it once, it's doubtful you really want to put it in again. It's just not really thrilling enough to have enough to give you enough replay value. So I'm going to give Turbo OutRun for the ZX Spectrum 7 out of 10. It could have been so and should have been so much better than it was. It's not a total disaster, and it's a far cry from the lamentable effort that was the first OutRun conversion. But it still should have been better than this. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this review. Texie88 out.